This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Well, it's going night out.
Hey everyone, welcome to the club. I'm Dad.
Hi, Dad.
This
Dad's back.
is the Upper 90 Club podcast, where five friends wait around for next season to start for the Columbus Crew. On this episode, we're going to take a look at the existing playoff picture and see what table favorites are still in the running.
What happened?
We're going to do a little internet reading. We're going to do thoughts and players and play a little game we call Marry, Keep, Sell. Marry, Keep, Sell.
Hello, little boy.
Where we decide how to handle the upcoming expansion draft and inevitable roster decisions that the team's going to have to make. Most of all, just kind of hang with some bros.
What tip of the hat?
So with me in the club are Ben, Mort, Trey, and Hawes. Say hey, guys.
Wobble
Hey,
gooses.
Dad. Happy Turkey Day.
Wobble
Yeah,
gooses.
today is Thanksgiving Day. If you're listening on Thanksgiving, of course. Today is actually it's the day before my 10-year parent anniversary.
Wait,
So it's been a wild ride.
It's been
Yeah, and in 10 years,
it's only been 1 week since you've been.
yeah.
Wait, when your first daughter was born, or when you
They're all
found
daughters,
out?
Yeah. No. They're all daughters.
And they're all born.
Yeah, they're all born when they come out.
And they're boring.
Bare naked ladies.
Okay. All right, that was an easy pod. Go crew.
It's been a week.
No, she's turning 10 tomorrow.
Wow.
So we're gonna. Yeah, I remember we had Thanksgiving leftovers in the hospital that year. And then in 10 years, of
Did you
course,
eat the
we'll be
umbilical
celebrating the. In 10 years, we'll be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Haas's first goal in indoor.
Everybody clap.
Hey.
Yep. We've been working
So
on
if
this.
you're looking at his Strava activity, where it looks like he just ran into a building and then ran
very
back
slowly.
out at an extremely slow pace, he wasn't just going and leaving. He was you scored. This is your first.
How
goal?
did you score it? Go through it. What was going on in your head?
It was a shot from my team that
All right,
went
cool, we
off the
can move
wall. A teammate of mine missed the rebound, and it fell straight to me, and I shot that rebound from well outside the box.
Did you say, like,
I kind
Jordan?
of did the same thing last week with our team, but didn't put it on goal.
Do you shout out a player's name when you take your shots?
No,
Did you say, "Who do you think you are? I am"?
no, I
He just
jogged
shouts-
back to the
just
center
shouts,
quietly.
Me.
Did you show the goalie your elbow?
It was 2-2 at the time, and we lost 2-9. So
Hey, you got the equalizer.
So you scored the equalizer.
2-9 and a shattered ankle.
Yeah, not yours though.
Good luck, Ben.
One of your.
Not you, Ben.
I was like, what?
Other Ben.
Okay.
Whose
All right.
ankle
I'm
was
glad.
shattered.
I'm glad no one's confused, especially all the listeners. Yeah, Ben. I've been out for. I just only missed 1 week, right? Was it just 1 week?
Yeah, don't make it a habit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the off season. Time has expanded.
Time is a construct.
Yeah. What's been going on, guys? You've been watching these playoffs, watching these teams get knocked off.
I've been trying. I mean,
I don't think that y'all talked very much about, and I think Haas mentioned it, but just the satisfaction of seeing Miami get bounced, Cincinnati get bounced. It's kind of all up in the air.
LA getting bounced.
LA,
was
yeah.
Getting bounced.
hilarious.
Yeah, so we can take a look at the current playoff picture here. Y'all mentioned LA lost to Seattle. So Seattle is playing Galaxy in the West, who eliminated Minnesota. What's that say?
Barely.
6-2?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was
And
2-2 for a second, kind of like Haas's game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Open the floodgates.
Okay. And then Orlando beat Atlanta 1-0. That was kind of a stinker game, wasn't it?
That's the only game I really didn't pay attention to, which stinks because I was pulling for Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I think so. Having Guzan go out on top, as much as I love to talk trash about him and his creaky old bones at the ripe old age of my age.
at least Atlanta's a team that looks like they try to attack, so that's good.
Yeah. And then we saw Red Bull beat New York City with 30% possession.
Yeah.
It's interesting again with the with how much we love the XGs and all that, but lower they were on the lower end again and ended up winning 2-0, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like that's their MO right now, right?
Yep.
I mean, just like low possession, hit them on the counter. They're not high pressing like all game like they used to. I think they pick and choose their moments. But I mean, City didn't have like anything.
I know who I'm continuing to root for.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were so good. They beat us twice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be Red Bull, right? The only thing is, like, I'm not really rooting for anybody because I don't want Red Bull to get their first
Good Lord.
Maybe
star,
Orlando,
right?
honestly.
Mr. Galaxy, man. Is that who you're going to root for?
Yeah, we
No.
don't want Galaxy.
I'll take Galaxy
want
over
Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Disagree.
Two things.
You guys
Seattle
would take-
is maybe the most boring team to watch. They tied 3 games in the or 2 or 3 games. I can remember. They
Who?
didn't win 1 game in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
They went through on like PKs.
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
Seattle.
Minnesota did the same thing. That's a part of, I would come back to this.
But didn't Seattle beat Portland like a million? Oh, no, that was Vancouver.
No, this is LA has been kind of beating a lot of teams all the way. Yeah, Vancouver beat them first, but LA is the only team that looks like they're really playing their best ball right now.
Galaxy?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. They won that.
You got to take Galaxy over Seattle. I mean, it's like
No.
the better of two
best
evils.
defense.
Right?
So I would say they have to play a good defense.
I dislike Seattle more than
Oh, yeah.
It depends on your
I do.
motives for rooting for a team.
Does Galaxy still play in Carson?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's possible that Red Bull could play their second MLS Cup in Carson.
And maybe lose it.
That would be. I don't want to say that.
Yeah, I mean, almost certainly.
They'd be representing the East, though, this time.
right. Okay.
World travelers that New York City.
They are still playing.
Who's not even
From
in New
New
York
Jersey.
City.
Awesome. Okay.
Whatever. I don't want to see any of these teams.
I still think the MLS has a problem. I really do.
Yeah.
This is your
Yeah.
playoffs. This is a problem.
Well,
And
yeah,
you
so
know that the games have been so underwhelming. Some of them, just the play of some of these teams, they're not very good.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
frustrating to
Oh,
watch.
hey, so I don't think I brought this up 2 weeks ago, but when I was watching, I must not have, because this thought came to me when I was watching Cincy. Their their shootout was embarrassing,
Yeah.
and it reminded
ours.
me of ours,
Yeah.
Yeah,
where like you
Which
get
one?
to shooter 5 or 6, and they're like aren't bullets in the chamber kind of thing. Like, what are we doing? I mean, I know we missed 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I think they missed 4 in a row, didn't they?
Matan's
Yeah.
was embarrassing. Yeah. And in the Cincy game, it just looked like they were going to miss forever.
They would like miss the target from what I remember. Like they were just
They
blasting
missed
it over.
both
And it's like,
teams. Both teams missed on one of the rounds. And
it's hard
yeah,
to miss the goal.
I don't know.
Close,
like,
man.
It was embarrassing. And
Practice PK.
yeah, I don't know if that's a league thing or just a weird kind of November mind virus. Was this like during the election or something? People like are like stressed out or something. I don't know what's going on.
Don't
All
give
I
them
know is
excuses.
if you're looking at these conference finals, is there anybody that is neutral that is like, wow, this is a game we have to watch?
No.
I mean, the LA Seattle is a pretty big game. They're two big clubs and whatever.
because
else,
we
but
know it, but like who are they tuning in to watch? Zlatan, not there. Like Messi, not there. Like
Puke,
nobody.
Puke.
Yeah, like who's the big hitters on these teams? Like Jordan Morris. No.
Ricky Tuckett.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
and that's the problem.
So
It's the-
I've heard Trey say a couple times that this is the problem, and I know that an article came out this week that we want to talk about, and that was on, where was that?
It was on The Athletic. That's something that I just popped up for me this morning. It was an article in Athletic by Jeff Reuter, I think it was.
Was
And
it a
it
good
was-
morning read?
Yeah, there you go. MLS Cup playoffs are broken. Here's how to fix them was the name of the article. And the couple of bullets, I'm going to put this kind of like really short. It was a long article. Some of the issues is not rewarding the season excellence. So they were talking about the fact that there is, by being bad, you still get a home game, for example, and you don't really get a huge benefit, even though you can argue getting 2 home games is a big benefit. But the fact that you still get a guaranteed home game as a 7 or 8 seed, right? The fact that there's no extra time, that there are draws. The example was Minnesota and Seattle that both went through the first round without even technically winning a game.
well, there's extra time, just not in the best of 3 round.
Yes, but not in the but in that best of 3 round there is no
Yeah.
the goal
Straight to
differential.
penalties.
It could be good and bad, but they see that as negative. Because
Saw,
you can beat them 5-0 in the first game and then two ties and you're out, right?
yes.
And that there's a risk of fewer games with some of these better teams, right? For the league as well. So it's the league aspect too. What happened this year? They've been selling, Crew as being the very, good on the eye kind of team. Since a little bit of the same too.
They're selling Messi the entire time.
And also of course Messi, right? And then the international window is a problem, but that's kind of a separate issue that is not really in the playoffs control, except for obviously Leagues Cup that takes way too much time. But the solution the writer had was going into kind of a bracket format with 2 brackets of 4 teams from the top 8 in each conference. And you can still
Same
have the
number of teams, right?
Yes,
8
same number of team. You
per
can still have the
conference.
wild card if you want to, and bring it in. So, what you do is you see you kind of have 4 tiers. So team 1 and 2 is tier 1, and then 3 and 4 tier 2, and so on. So Inter Miami would play the lesser team in tier 2, which would have been Orlando. And then the lesser team in tier 3 would have been New York City FC, and then the lesser team in tier 4, which would have been Atlanta. So it's kind of, and we would, in this example, Columbus would be playing Cincinnati, Charlotte, and Red Bull. And what they're saying is, if you're the higher seed, you get 3 home games. You play all these 3 as a round robin, but you get 3 home games as the higher seed. So meaning that Crew will play first
you
round.
host 3 in a row against those 3. Yeah.
And then,
same with Miami.
And then
would host their 3
Cincinnati, being the
opponents.
second seed, will get 2 home games. So 2 home games except for against the Crew. And then Charlotte, that would be in the 3rd seed, would have a home game against Red Bull, and Red Bull would have no home games. So I kind of like, that's the part
like a
that
group stage.
Yeah, is that like the World Cup? What they're doing?
So exactly, it would be just like the World Cup. There'll be ties too, so Red Bull can go away and try to get a tie here, and then try to win it at home and get another tie, and might be good enough to go through. And the suggestion was that the winner plays the number 2 team in the other bracket for the conference semifinal, and so they will actually host, even though they might have been lower in regular season, right? So Red Bull, if Red Bull won the whole bracket. For us, they'll be the number 1 seed, and they'll play, maybe if Miami was number 2, they would play Miami at home suddenly. So now they actually have the benefit of that. If there is, of course, in the conference final, if there's 2 number 1, 2 number 2s or whatever, then they go back to the regular season to see who's the higher seed. And of course, MLS Cup will be the same, because you would do the same on the other side.
So how many teams come out of the East and the West?
So there'll be exactly the same amount of teams. So 8. So it'll be 2 groups of 4.
Right. So then the winner of those 2 groups play each other?
That goes straight to semifinals?
There will be a semifinals, so the winner play number 2 in the other one, and and vice versa. And the idea was the fact that you play this round robin before the international break, so we all are done at the same time. Everybody gets the same break, and then you play the semifinal, with the same amount of time to prepare for the other team, and it's a one-off. And that will go on like it is today. I kind of like it.
I think having your performance within a group of teams is more organic to soccer, whereas a best of 3 series is arbitrary and not really in the spirit of the sport. I will not go on my soapbox, but I have long had a problem with like basketball playoffs being 7 games. Baseball, it makes sense because you got a rotation kind of thing. But like in soccer, the 2-game aggregate makes sense to me because 1 home, 1 away.
Well, and those are aggregate,
score,
like you said.
Right,
this
best
3-game
score
series
per
is
season.
just like
and we
long
still would have lost against Red Bull in that scenario. And I'm not trying to reverse
No.
engineer our way into the second round of the
No,
playoffs,
yeah,
but that makes sense to me, home and away. And then you either have a neutral final or I think having the better seeded team host is more fun because you get more
twice is just
fans.
like,
but
I think what they said was the mentality of this is the fact that you go away as the lower seed team in the round of best of 3, and you kind of almost Red Bull won, but in most cases you almost losing that first game as long as you win at home. And the second you win at home, you kind of carry some momentum into the last round. And now suddenly they say mentally, I understand that you are the better team, you should win, but there is some psychology to it and try to beat the same team how many times, and the pressure is back on the higher seed. That it's all on you. The lower seed is like everything to win, and you kind of got in that last game like nothing to win. Everybody expects you to win, and everything else is a failure. You see what I mean? So they feel like the mentality shows based on the 2 playoffs now that this here kind of favor, if you make it to game 3, you are in the good position. You're playing with house money.
Interesting. I mean, one thing that they got to find some way to level the playing field, because I mean, we ended our season with 50 games. When we played Red Bull on that second game, they had played 37.
Yeah.
And when you're going to be putting teams into further and further competitions, making, long runs or whatever it may be, you are literally nothing but penalized. And
the annoying thing too was that our 49th game or whatever the game before the playoffs was against them.
Red
We
Bull,
won.
Right. Yeah. So it's one of those scenarios that I want the supporter shield to matter. And I have been on record on this podcast saying that I don't really care about it that much because the cup is the cup and that's what you want to win.
Yeah.
Sure.
I agree 100% with, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see more of a scenario like you were just talking about, more like where it's, you know, it, I get it. It's America. We like playoff systems. We like the big game at the end for the Super Bowl, quote unquote, one game off, all that kind of thing.
It'll be interesting with college football how that all shakes out.
Yeah, but you have a huge difference, and I was honestly just thinking about that with the NFL as well when Marge was talking. Those teams are only playing, I mean, what's college play? 14 games total?
Yeah.
You know, and like I get
Depends if they're playing in League's Cup and they're playing Mexican colleges.
Correct. They'll see you dead. Yeah, something. So
Universidad.
the biggest issue with that is NFL games are one-off. They do play conference games to get seedings, and then it's a one-off part of their season. Like there's so few games it makes sense. When you're talking 37 games, 50 games, like putting it all down to like one game, like playing against an underdog, it doesn't really come out the best for the league. And you want to see the best teams progress through these competitions.
And I think a lot of people agree in the comment field here too. In this article, a lot of people said we all kind of want to see what makes more sense is that is the true winner of the regular season. So this is just a better version of making if the playoff is what matters, if MLS Cup is still what matters, then to make it more fair for the effort you put into the season. But most people still see that we should play everybody, and then should be a winner at the end of the season. So the shield would be.
It's not going to happen, though. I mean,
yeah.
Well, they incentivize the supporter shield. You get a CONCACAF or CCC berth.
You get a shield, like a literal shield.
You get your supporters
$50 a
as
player,
long as they're officially certified with the
after tax.
ICF or whatever it is. They get the shield, right?
Yeah.
Miami was not able to participate.
I mean, we won't change it. I just thought it was an interesting take because we discussed this at the last pod a little bit of how we can do it. We talked about like the Swiss model or whatever it was with 2 rounds and kind of the top half of the league playing everybody and things like that.
I would rather they combine at the end of the season. You know, you have the top 4 teams from each conference go into an 8-team league, and you play that 8 team, and the winner of that becomes your champion.
Yeah. And by the way, this article this article did mention that in most playoff scenarios and things, you don't have a setup where you will play the same team that you played in the end of the season.
Yeah, because it's stupid.
Yeah, they said that there should be kind of a article in there said that can't happen because that's idiotic.
I wonder if it wasn't just a holdover because they didn't like what they had before, and I do think there's going to be changes in 2026 with the World Cup and the World Cup break. Right. Them talking about going to starting
it's coming,
different, having the being like the rest of the world and that type of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they adopt a new playoff system by then. So we'll see this for like another year. But
if I was a betting man, I will bet on within a couple of years that we're playing fall spring.
Well, you know what? Congrats to every team that's still in the playoffs. I mean, they deserve it. They're winning the system that's currently laid in front of them. But I just want to see better from the league. I want to actually watch Messi play. I want to watch the Crew play. I want to watch LAFC. I want to watch the best teams play. Yeah.
These Final Four are so whack.
But
man,
that's why you play the games. I mean, the best team isn't always going to make it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I prefer to root for the underdog when it's not my team in the fight.
I mean, it is cool that the underdogs are winning.
Typically,
we felt differently in 2020, right?
That's the problem. Is I want to see the underdog play the top team. I don't want to see that would be 7 play the 6.
Galaxy at this point is the top team. That's
it's like an underdog versus an underdog.
They're good.
So just 2 dogs fighting.
They are.
Good. They were ranked first in the West until the last 30 seconds of the regular season.
Right.
So, they're doing it. They're getting the work done.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have an off-season Circ stat? You guys want to hear a Turk stat?
Oh, yes.
In light of the holiday, the population of Turkey is 87.5 million. We'll be right, Trap.
Right, Chap.
I knew you were going to leave it in there.
Tip of the hat, club. This is Stacy, president and supreme leader of the Upper 90 Run Club, and I have a few important announcements for you. This campaign season, I feel for all the candidates vying for office, and I wish them all the best on election day. I don't like to run for office. I just like to run. Yay! And if you do too, I want you to join the club. It's easy to join and it's a great way to engage with the crew community while being active. Download the Strava app and search for Upper 90 in groups.
So easy.
Also, grab some swag. My subjects have informed me that the Run Club now has official race kits available for purchase.
That's right.
Go to supportersupply.com and you can find the race kit by searching Upper 90. They look good and they feel great too.
It's a smash hit.
Anyway, I'm going to hit the bricks, but I can't wait to see everyone in the club soon. My name is Stacy, and I approve this message.
All right, we're back. Long break.
Long break.
That was a long one. It's actually Friday now. if you're
Love
still
you, long
listening.
break.
Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving.
All right, let's go around. What's everybody thankful for?
Let's be thankful for our roster and talk about that.
Thoughts and players.
Is there a way to go through this without saying every person's name? There are teams that are gonna, or people that
I have flashbacks.
Who's not definitely gonna be on the roster? How can we say that?
Matan.
Okay. Nailed it.
I'm
Matan's
confused
out.
because I'm looking at international slots and Malti Amundsen is not on there, but he's definitely an international,
Do you have a
right?
green card? I think if you have a green card,
That could be. That's
you
a
don't
good point.
take an international spot.
He might have an American wife somehow and get to stay here with the green card.
Do you
I didn't
think
see
that was?
pictures on the
If
phone,
we
so I'm
only
not sure.
knew,
guess.
if we only knew someone.
Yeah, can we change this conversation back to what we were talking about? How about this? How about a list of people who are in contract through the 2025 season, and unless they're traded, they're gonna be on the team? Can we start with that list?
No.
You've
Why?
eliminated
We
two other
absolutely- we
players that are only in contract through 2024, which are Christian Ramirez and Yaya Boa. And now I said their names, so mission not accomplished.
Yeah.
You didn't want this to be like a Yanks episode where Ben's going through like
That's
the ups and
exactly
downs of
what it
every
is, not
player
one.
in
I don't.
Europe.
I don't. So let's.
So everybody on the roster is eligible to be drafted.
Oh, so you guys are talking about the expansion draft.
Yeah, that
Yes.
could happen too.
Okay, well that hadn't been. I mean, I mentioned it at the top.
Oh,
But if you guys want to talk about, yes, there is an upcoming expansion draft for the San Diegans. Is that what it is?
December 11th.
It's a very complex shape, the San Diegan, and they are gonna have the right to pluck a player from any team. That's
Why? This is the dumbest thing. Like
up to 5 people from existing rosters that are not
one per team.
protected.
yep.
Yeah.
One per
Right.
team.
Right.
And so Generation Adidas you can't get, which the only generational Adidas player I think we have is Schulte. No homegrowns. Homegrown is like Keegan Hughes, bummer. Jackin, Russell Rowe, Colt McCoy, also the quarterback. Taha
McRae.
Habrun, Sean Zawatsky. And that's it for homegrown. And then they can't get our DPs, which I mean at this point,
Yes, they can.
Nagby's
No, designated players and other discretionary players are not automatically protected.
But they'll be protected. By the
Sure, 100%. But I'm just saying, like, you have to
Yeah.
protect them still.
What?
Every team has to
They
list
take a slot. They take a protection.
List
How many
of
slots
protected
do we
list.
get?
Not enough. That's why we get married.
Ugh. I thought, did we know this?
14? Is that the correct number?
protect 12.
Okay, 12.
And you get paid 50,000 in GAM for any player selected.
Ouch.
Okay.
Fake
Instead of
money.
like figuring out who, so like homegrown players you can't do, Generation Adidas. I thought DPs, but that doesn't, obviously that's not a thing. U22s is a no, right? So our only U22 initiative people currently is actually just Hinostroza.
And
'Cause
he's
Matan
and we don't
left.
we don't
also
want to
on
protect him, so
No, we wouldn't.
that doesn't do
Yeah.
us any good.
Can they
It's-
take
no.
players who are on loan?
Yes.
I would think
It's
so,
12
right?
players from the senior and supplemental roster.
So my guess would be
Is what we
we
can
leave
protect.
obviously the players on loan for the most part, and maybe a really old goalkeeper unprotected.
I mean, yeah, short of like listing 12 people. I mean, who would you not protect? Like who would you be okay losing? I guess is the question. I mean, 12 people. The problem is like I think there's over 12 people I would want to keep on the roster.
I
Like,
have
I'm
a feeling. I
legitimately
have a
worried I'm going
feeling
to lose.
the one that I like and have liked, but because of this year that I don't think they will protect is probably Yao Yabo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of the ones that are going to kind of stick out when they start putting like tags on these. The one that is not going to San Diego.
Yeah.
He's 27 currently. I mean,
Derek Jones.
comes to mind for me for sure.
Yeah.
I think
'cause he
that
just
level
hasn't
of
been
player is
making the field.
what you're going to be looking
Stuff.
at. The DeJuan Jones, Derek Jones, Yaboa,
DeJuan Jones, you protecting.
AZ,
I'd argue you protect Dewan.
Yeah, 100% you are.
Arvston. What about Arvston? I mean, I think he's a player that could easily be there.
Yeah. So if you look at it, that the top senior roster bracket, if you're not doing goalkeepers, 6 of those people we can't protect is what we're looking at. So that's a lot.
Camacho, Chambo, Herrera,
I
Hinostroza,
I
Derek
doubt they're
Jones,
protecting
Shambles.
Farsi. I
Christian
doubt it.
Ramirez.
I don't think they'd protect Christian either. Yeah.
I think
As
they're gonna
much as I
protect
love
Christian.
Christian, I
I
mean,
Yeah.
think they would.
I don't want to lose him, but I think they might expose him.
Yeah. Because I looked it up. He's 33. I mean, a flex move would be like have it be Christian, and then they draft him, and then he goes, I quit, I'm being a coach. And then he comes back and he's our assistant coach.
I don't know if it works like that, but
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
I don't know that.
Then they have to play with an empty roster spot the whole season because of it.
Burn. I mean, yeah, I mean, they might not protect. I mean,
Okay.
you got to protect Schulte. I think you also protect Hagen.
And you counted Matan, by the way, in those 18 that you mentioned.
yeah, I think it's probably only 5 because
Yeah.
I'm looking at there's
So-
one
so-
homegrown player.
My money would be going in here would be Herrera, Hinostroza. I might even put Camacho because they don't want to start. You have to
Yes.
think
Yeah,
about older
100%.
players. Older
Also,
players too.
yes.
They don't want to start. Yes, there's an argument for they want experience in their squad, but there's also an argument they want to build a team,
He showed
And-
issues at the
and
end
there's
of
a
the
lot of
season.
money. Yeah, and there's a lot of money
I think
probably
are-
tied up
yeah,
in
Yeah,
the
there's
gym
some,
too.
I'd like a different experience next year.
Yeah. Hagen's the only goalkeeper.
You protect Hagen.
Well, actually, supplemental roster, you also have AZ. Do you think they let AZ go?
No.
They might expose him. They might leave him as an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't feel like he's someone you have to protect, but I wouldn't argue against it either.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, it sucks because, like, I mean,
I
even
think
if
you
as a
have to-
depth piece, Yaboa is good.
Hagen
You
has
don't
to be
wanna lose
protected
Christian.
because we probably lose. There is a real chance that next summer we're losing our goalkeeper.
Right. No, I agree with that 100%.
I say you stick with Hagen if he's down to stay.
I am going to take a different take on this and say I don't really care who out of these names gets taken. I mean, as long as we protect
There's only
the
one.
big names, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose a Farsi. You're gonna lose an Arvston. You're gonna lose an AZ. You're gonna lose someone along those lines.
No, you're not.
Don't
gonna
you
lose
think
Austin. We're protecting
is
Austin.
No,
Right,
I'm just
so
saying
what-
like that ilk of
Yeah.
player. Like
I'm hearing you say that Hagen is a good enough backup that he's worth protecting. You
over,
don't think
over
you don't think
Farsi and stuff.
Yes.
It's a hard thing to swallow, but I legitimately think that Farsi in a different system is not as good a player. That's my opinion. Same thing with
But he's been playing for Algeria, right?
swallowing.
In
Yes.
AFCON.
Because of the way he's been playing for the U.S. Not for
same
for
thing
the
with
US,
Yao.
but, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If any of those players go, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I just don't want to see another situation of Chad Marshall going to Seattle,
That's
that was brutal.
and that's what I want to avoid.
Yeah.
Along with our coach.
Right.
how long after?
Oh, do we have to protect our coach? No, they have a coach already.
When
Never
did he
mind.
go to Seattle?
Dude, yeah.
Was it 08 or 09 or whatever?
I think it was,
I think it was. Yeah. No, he was.
did Seattle start in 09 or 2010?
He's the
It had to
best
be
defender in the
09
league.
because Siggy went.
He didn't
in
go
09.
until 13.
he was key for their success.
So he
as
was
a-
acquired
as a
via
club.
trade December 12, 2013.
Not an expansion draft.
How did we not? Was it different rules?
We lost
Like,
Brad
I'm not gonna
Evans
get
in the
into that,
expansion
but-
draft.
Yeah.
I think we lost Williams twice or something like that. Or did we lose I was trying to think who we lost to Minnesota. Maybe it was
Trap.
Finley.
No, Trap went.
Or
He
Trap.
left.
Finley.
Yeah, I think Trap went. I mean,
Trap went to Orlando.
there's no doubt in my mind that they pick one
By
of
his
our
own
players.
Choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
went
for an
home.
expansion.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing a world where San Diego doesn't take
Let
one of
me
our
do
players.
it simple. Everybody pick one player from kind of that core 16, 17 players that you'll be okay with being picked. And you think would be picked and you'll be okay with them being picked.
Yeah.
Camacho. I'll start. Camacho.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Derek Jones.
Well, Hinestrosa probably, but yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't say Nagby.
No. I said that you'll be okay. Come on. Why do you always do this to me?
He's still reeling.
Yeah.
Got him.
For listeners looking for something to listen to in the offseason, go back to the stock up episode or stock down, whatever it was.
I just said he
Yeah,
had a
stick
bad game.
Yeah.
One time, but
where Mort slandered his what he has described
Slandered.
as personal friend and neighbor.
Yeah.
I
Darlington
filled in my
Nagby.
God
Defriended
damn it!
him on
I
Facebook.
filled in my crew survey or whatever came in the email.
You
And
slandered
I
the
said, "Who's your
2024
favorite player?" I said Darlington Nagby for
Yep.
the third year
It's a
in a row.
makeup call. That's
I
a
was
makeup
going
call.
between him and Cucho. I went
You,
Cucho.
you slandered the 2024 Audi Goals Driven Progress Impact Award winner.
yeah, shout out.
Yes,
4
Big
rings.
shout there.
Okay,
He
so
gets that's a thumb. That's a pinky ring.
that was
Kiss
an
the
Audi
pinky
joke. Okay, so I'm gonna say I'm with Mort Camacho.
Yeah, he's old. Let him go.
And it was just like maybe he had a bad month. Maybe I'll fan the flame of Hawes's conspiracy theory that he got injured in the Cincinnati game and didn't make a full recovery.
Head injury.
yep.
Yeah.
Whether that is the case or not, I want to leave this playoff crash behind us, and we're gonna have to lose somebody on this list. He's on the more aged side of our roster, and
He old.
and that's who I picked.
Yeah, and I don't own a Hey Camacho T-shirt, so
Not yet.
no,
He is 33 and will be 34 in March.
so old.
Oil can, yeah.
Balls.
Yeah, I mean, in which case, I don't think they select him. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the other thing is if we allow some of these people to go, I think it's going to be there's 4 or 5 people that we're going to put on that list, and they're not even going to bat an eye. But there is going to
Right.
be either a Farsi or an Arston, and they're going to be like a Zoop. It's like what they're going to have to make a tough decision.
You think
on,
they're not going to
who's
protect
that.
Arfston?
They-
They just signed him to a new contract, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they're going to
Yeah.
give him away for $50,000.
No, you don't. 100%
Yeah,
not.
I
Because
guess
you,
not,
you,
yeah.
you, I think he's going to go at some point, but for some money.
Yeah,
They were. I know. We're getting it after this soccer show, but they were talking about arguing that he should get a chance to play for the U.S. in a couple of years. So let's not let him get traded.
Really?
Yes, they brought his name up.
I mean, I hope so.
Ethan Finley had a couple caps. Didn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah.
Probably
A
3
goal.
or 4.
He had a great assist. I remember that like no look, ball was going out of bounds, like assist all the way across to like I'm trying to think who it was.
What season was that?
Yes.
What's San Diego's
The one
name?
time
Is
he
it
played for the US.
Vagina des Balinas?
What'd you say?
What-
Do I have to
what?
bleep that?
We're
is
gonna
that-
need to get Duolingo to help us with
Ballerinas?
that one.
Yeah,
I think that means. I think that's Spanish for whales.
Oh, Ballena.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Whale
I knew that
tail.
one.
No, not. Yeah. You can say that.
Oz.
That's what
Oz,
we call
so
it.
Tell
Chasing
us,
tail. Yeah.
Tell
Yeah,
us
yeah.
and the listeners what your other comedy podcast is. Have you spun that up yet?
Awesome
No,
2.0.
No, I have not.
DJ
I
Hostile.
save it for here. For you,
Thank you.
the listener.
Awesome jokes.
Oh, not for me.
not you. Not you.
I think that's our
man.
second Ron Burgundy reference today, actually.
Yeah.
We're talking about San Diego. That's what's gonna happen.
True.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
Okay. All right. So, do you guys want to play the game? Marry, keep, sell. Marry, keep, sell.
Hello, little boy.
Okay. All right. Let's start with Mort,
Oh yeah, eat it.
and we're gonna play the game called Marry, Keep, Sell. In this game, I'm gonna give you 3 players, and you have to choose which one you're gonna marry for whatever reason you can justify.
Should we do marry, pluck, spill?
No,
No.
no, it's keep or sell, and then you're gonna have to, and then you get to keep one, which is like the one you keep on the roster of the Columbus Crew soccer team, unrelated to your betrothal, and then the other one you have to sell. You have to
I'm
get rid
already
of.
crossed my
Does the one
fingers. I
you
hope they
marry
get-
also stay on the team?
Yeah, of course.
No.
No, no,
They're
no,
yours now.
retire.
The
They
one you
retire.
marry is never on your team, Haas. Come on now.
Still learning that one.
So the game is marry, keep, sell, and I'm going to give you 3 random players, and you have to pick which one you're going to marry. You can justify your reasons. They will stay on the team as your betrothed, and then you keep, which is they're going to play on the team, but you're not going to be married to them. And then there's a sell. You have to get rid of one. Okay, so
right.
we're going to start with Mort. And Mort, we're going to put you in the midfield with Darlington Nagby.
Oh, yeah. Mary. No, sorry. Who's the other option?
Not so fast.
The others are Max Arfston and Sean Zawadski.
Oh, man. You made this really hard on me, man. It's like, are you married for personality or the looks, right?
This is what you have to think about.
But Nigby has
You're
them
gonna have to
both.
think
So I
real
definitely-
hard
I'm
about this.
100%.
You're going to have to go to therapy.
I 100% have to now marry Nigby.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree
I think
too.
that's the right.
We
that's the
have
right call.
kids. We have this kids the same age too, so it works
Is
out
this like
really
a
well.
love-hate relationship?
We have like a Brady Bunch situation with Nagby's kids. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, but who do I keep? I mean, like I have to keep Savatsky and have to sell Arfston because he's too pretty to keep around.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Back to that
might-
Nagby
He
situation.
might lose Nagby.
Yeah, can't lose Nigby over Arfston,
Yeah.
even with all that hair. And also,
yeah.
with Nigby, it won't be a hair jealousy situation going on. So that's also good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
point. A couple of ball
So you're
boys,
both in the hair jealousy category.
which is a real category.
Yeah.
I think Arfston has reverse hairline where it's going to keep going down into his eyebrows.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Good joke. Okay.
Trey. Sorry, my brain was all hung up on like how I could make a joke about hair jealousy and hair gel, and I couldn't get one.
Or Hey Jealousy, Hair Jealousy, the Gin Blossom song.
No, I don't know that one.
No, I
What?
oh yeah, I do your word.
Yeah, you do.
Yes,
Gin
you do.
Blossoms.
Yes.
You know Hey Jealousy.
I want to wake up where you are. Is that Gin Blossoms?
I don't think so.
No,
There
I
you
don't think so.
are. No.
Ride
That's just
around
jealousy.
this town.
You guys
While
know
the
I only
cops
listen
chase
to
us
fastball,
around.
right?
Yeah, that's a good point. They're like akin to fastball. I mean, there's no way they didn't tour together.
I'd say they were more legit than fastball, but let's
Oh,
continue.
careful!
Wow.
Careful.
Shots fired.
Okay.
All right, Haas, would you take
Yeah.
fastball,
Here we go.
Cujo,
Let's do
or
Let's do Haas. Let's do
Wait.
Haas.
Okay, go ahead. No.
Haas, would you marry, keep, or sell? Let's see. Dwan Jones, Derek Jones,
Yeah, 100%.
or Yayaboa?
Do or der. Yeah.
Gotta marry
That
one.
actually makes it a tough decision.
Who do you want to marry?
I just don't know.
I'm gonna
And you have to marry based on attraction
Too
only.
much talent.
marry Dwan,
It's like
Oh, Dewan is a beautiful
young boy body.
Feel free to not elaborate.
Feel free to.
What was it? Derek Jones, and who's the other one?
Yao.
yeah.
Boy,
Yeah, I was gonna
body, no.
Making babies.
I'm keeping Yao and selling Derek.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
that's right.
Okay. All right.
I can get behind that.
Okay. Trey,
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you the three-headed dragon. You're gonna have to chop one of those heads off. You're gonna have to sell one too. Christian Ramirez, Cucho Hernandez, and Diego Rossi.
Oof.
That's a wow, man.
So
The problem is, I think the one I want to marry is the same one I want to sell.
I want to marry
I'll sell
Cucho,
my
but
wife
man, those
right now.
Colombians are
Yeah.
They're a spicy meatball.
Don't elaborate on that. What are you doing?
No, he's not wrong.
not.
Science.
He never put the adjective in.
Science.
I'm
They
marrying
have-
Christian because he seems more faithful.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he'll put your baby in a cup.
He will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan
And
of that.
get that- yeah.
Show me the cash.
Do you think he'd get a tattoo of me? That's what I want.
Depends what you bring to the
No,
table.
he would
I could bring him a cup.
he would tattoo your mustache on his face.
That's what I want.
On his mustache.
Yeah.
above his knee.
All right.
I want a tattoo of me on like.
So
his
you're
calf
gonna
and him on his thigh, and he
keep
could just make me
Cucho,
kiss.
right? You're gonna keep Cucho, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep Cucho and I'm gonna sell Diego.
Okay. All right. Ben,
Oh, let's do this.
we're gonna go let's see.
I'll marry anybody.
I
I'm a
know
lonely
you
boy.
would. I know you would. So let's do Jason Russell Rowe,
Jackin.
AZ,
Okay.
or Herrera.
Whoa. Mary. We're starting with Mary, right?
Sure.
Marriage.
Man. That's a tough one. I don't know a lot. So I'd probably cut man. I don't.
Who
I
you
think
sleeping with?
what stinks is I think I would cut Jackin.
Okay.
I would cut
So that's who
Jackin.
you're
Although I
selling?
wanted to marry him because his mom seems like the best mother-in-law, right? We've seen
He's
it on
Canadian.
Twitter.
You know, he's you know,
he's a
he
sweetheart,
keeps
yeah.
saying sorry. That's it.
He's got-
You're never
yeah,
going
he's
to get
got a
that from
good
anybody
Twitter.
else you marry.
I know. I don't get it now. I don't get it now. So if I cut him, I would keep.
Do you want to keep AZ or not? This is the question you're answering.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it. You know what? I'm going to marry AZ.
Oh,
That
I'm going to
hair.
marry AZ. It's the hair. It's got to
Your
be.
kids will have great hair.
Well, it's 50-50 because my hair is a super bummer.
We talked about the hair jealousy earlier.
Yeah. Hey, jealousy. The cops chase us around. Chocolate rain. Hey, jealousy.
Who are you keeping? So who are you
So
keeping?
I'm
then?
keeping Herrera because I do think he has his ceiling looked awesome this year. Same thing with AZ and Jack,
Okay.
and we've had enough time with he can go, and I got to marry AZ because of that.
Wow.
I know.
Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
Miss Jackson. Woo.
I saw Andre has
Never
a
heard
new
that
album
song.
out this week.
He does.
Yeah.
Is it a flute? Is it a single flute?
He was holding a flute on the album cover.
Yeah,
and when I
checks
say flute, I mean it kind of looked like a recorder or something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. I was so happy it's a recorder.
More,
I told you,
saw
I
him at
saw
the
him
airport, right?
Yes, I saw him at the airport in Norway, of all places.
You should have said something.
Yeah,
You
he
didn't
was
say
wearing
anything.
That. I totally
Like,
just
hey,
called
I'm
out
American too. Anything?
No,
You
what
bump
would I
into him?
say?
Oh,
I
I'm
saw
sorry,
some
Miss
people were
Jackson.
taking like a selfie with him, and I was like, this guy just wouldn't be left alone. And he was wearing
I
his.
mean, have you heard his new music?
red
You're
hat.
100% right.
He just
saw-
recorded a sound machine.
I saw an interview with him not that long ago, and it was a weird one.
I mean, he's a legend. I don't think I think you made the right call by leaving him alone.
I disagree. You just go up there and
I
be like,
could've
"Hey,
had
man,
a
I really
selfie."
respect your music," and you kiss him on his mouth.
Mm.
All right, but he wasn't on the list, Ben, of the game.
I wish I had a
so-
Polaroid picture, a camera, or whatever you call it.
Okay.
I think
All right. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, yeah,
Are we done?
Yeah.
yeah.
Who hasn't done it? So
You
has
haven't done
so
it.
You haven't done one.
Yeah. Does somebody want to throw a few names at me?
Absolutely.
I'll punch it out, and then I want to do the run club too.
Do the goalies.
Let's do.
No.
Goalies.
That's too easy with the.
Have we done?
goalies.
We haven't done defense.
Oh
That's
yeah.
correct.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
correct.
Moreira.
I was wisely because I've already
Camacho.
tipped my hand. Right. I mean,
Chaberica.
what are you gonna put Camacho in there?
No,
No. Moreira, Amundsen,
I mean-
Chaberko.
You don't
Yes.
want the Silver Fox? No.
Moreira, Amundsen, and Chaberko. Okay,
Yeah, I like that.
I like that one. All right, so I'm going to obviously marry Moreira.
Really?
Moreira. He's a defensive player of the year, man.
You know
and
what?
I
but when
chase
people said who do you
status.
like on the
I
team,
chase
everybody
status.
said Amundsen. Everybody was like Amundsen. He's the guy. He's your guy. He's the coolest guy on the team.
Have you seen the Amundsen?
Who's
and-
answering the
Let the
question?
man speak.
Who's answering the question?
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore.
Moreira
Moreira.
is my spouse.
So you chose wrong.
And I'm
Where would
gonna-
you get married?
Oh,
He
French Riviera.
just stood right
100%.
for you.
French Riviera.
Cape
he's French.
Verde. Yep. I've heard it's
Green
beautiful.
Cape? Would you wear a
Hey, you
green
know what?
cape in Cape
Unrelated. Unrelated. Nah, I'm not going to go there. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna just restrain myself. I
Okay.
learned about a new island, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to tell everyone about it
You know what?
because it's been there for a while. I'm sure.
I'm proud
Many
of you.
people are saying. Many people
it's a new
never heard
island.
of this before. It's a
Put
new island.
Bay, I think it's called.
Kelly's Island.
you put it in, they let you do it. Okay, okay. I'm going to keep Amundsen, and I'm gonna sell Chaberko.
Man.
Ooh. Ooh.
You write in. Everyone listening, write in and tell us what you think about our decision and why that was a bad job.
And tell him why Mars was wrong.
You got to watch the Chaburko Amundsen deal when they're walking around, and then
they should marry each other.
The donut thing, they're hilarious. They're my favorite.
Well, you can't. I mean, yeah, but I'm put in a position where I have to split them up because I'm definitely marrying Moreira. That's
he is too good for you.
Yeah, I know. All right,
You said you're going to marry Nagby.
Yeah, he's too good for
He's
everybody.
way too
Let's say
good for
that.
you.
yeah.
All right,
so many ways.
You're gonna hurt
collectively,
yourself on those abs.
you wash your clothes on those abs.
We need a shorter off season, guys. This is real. We're still November.
All right.
All right.
We could do Keegan Hughes, Romero, and Hinostroza.
Sell,
No, I think-
sell.
No, I think we should do goalkeepers. Let's do Patrick Schulte,
Who is doing it?
Hagen, and Bush.
Bush. Yeah.
So who would you, who collectively who would we marry? Man, I might marry Evan Bush.
Bush, Hagen,
Yeah.
Schulte.
and Schulte.
Had you asked me before I see the clip before that Family Feud thing,
Dude,
my
he's
answers might have been different.
Yeah.
But-
The Family Feud thing opened my eyes to how much I want to marry everyone on the team.
Yeah,
It's like a serious problem.
yeah.
Evan
I want
Bush.
to go to
Schulte.
Guatemala, so I'll marry Hagen. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Go to
I think
Guatemala
he's-
so you can get acquainted with his Scandinavian roots.
Maybe one day you'll meet his family.
Maybe one day you'll learn to say his name.
Maybe I'll ask his dad, how do you say your name?
No, don't ask his dad how you say the name. Say, how do people say the name Hagen? Don't ask him how he says his name.
I'd rather know how he says it.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
no.
Ben, you
Don't
gotta
ask
note this down. You have to note this down.
That's my favorite. How do people say your name? It's like, what question? Maybe it's
not-
good you didn't talk to Andre 3000.
Hey, Andre, how do people say your name?
How'd you get to
Andre.
3,000?
3,000 is that a family name? Are you 3,003rd?
My friends tell me that we'd get along because I'm American too. Is 3,000 an American name?
And that's how I got arrested.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey, I want to do a run club shout out. You guys were like, ho, ho, hum. No one's running. But I won last week. I put up 30 miles last week.
No, wait.
You won the pod.
No, wait.
Was that last
on the
week?
pod.
That wasn't last week. That was the week before.
President Stacy put up 60 miles last week.
That's still a lot.
Yeah. Stace.
She did win. She won 60.
We
She won it
are
all.
okay. As far as I know, we're okay.
I doubt it.
She's just running it out.
Why is she running? Where is she running from?
Just like Nagby, she's too good for me.
Why hasn't he retired yet?
This week, I don't have the total pulled up because to ask Strava. When you look at last week, it doesn't do the total, and I haven't totaled it myself. But Kevin's up top with 57. My sister Mindy at 50.1. Sometimes that 0.1 makes a difference. Rob Thomas Jr. 46.1 miles. Although I will say, so Rob Thomas Jr. My sister did 50 miles in 9 hours and 43 minutes. Rob Thomas Jr. did 46 miles in 33 hours. So
Hey, we don't shame time.
no, we don't. I'm just saying it's slow burn with Rob
But that's
Thomas
like-
Jr. Shout out
1
Rob
mile
Thomas
an
Jr.
hour? That's like
It's like
moonwalking.
1.5 miles per hour. Yeah.
What? How fast is a walk? A walk is faster than that.
She's doing it during work.
You're
She works
making
at
it-
Amazon.
What's her name and social?
Last name Roberts.
Rob Thomas Jr. Okay.
Rob Thomas.
Also, in the 30-plus club, John K., Ryan J., President Stacy, Priscilla, and Nelly.
Oh, Nelly
then-
still
Is
going.
that the
Is
John
Nelly or
K.
Furtado?
we know?
John, I don't know if you guys know him or not.
You and I.
No, not me. I don't know. And then, Kalen, Greg, Caleb S. putting up 21-6.
Dang.
And shortly behind, or close behind Caleb is Ben at 20.1. You won the pod. Congratulations.
I thought you got 30.
That was when you didn't
The week
tell
we didn't
me how
talk
good
about
I
the
did.
real numbers.
Yeah, I only
I
did
can make up
16.
numbers too.
I only did 16 last week.
The week that never existed.
But shout out to the club, guys. I know it's the off season, but we're putting up the miles.
Yep. I got new shoes. I'm going to do an ad for him for Roadrunner.
Oh yeah.
Fun experience.
There is no
I went
such
in
thing
there-
as bad weather, just bad clothing, guys.
Yeah. I ran today.
Disagree.
That's a stupid quote.
That's a Norwegian quote. We live by that. Shut up.
Hey, yeah. So
Is it really
I
a
would be
Norwegian
interested.
quote?
Hey, if
I'm
if
sure it
you
sounds
are
just like that.
all right, here's a chance to earn bonus points. Shout me your winter
Socials.
weather gear in the group. I'll start a thread. But I am looking to run outside this year, and it gets pretty cold in Chicago. I don't mind running in the cold. When it gets like ice covered, I'm probably not going to do it because I'm as old as Brad Cousin. But when it's cold, I'm looking for some winter gear. So I'll start a thread on that. But
Winter shoes too, trail shoes.
okay, all right.
Waterproof.
That's what I've been looking at
Gloves.
is different trail shoes right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we did it here,
hand warmers
guys.
in your underwear.
Hey,
That's always
everyone have a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Or
Yep.
no, well, I'm glad that.
What are we
everyone
supposed to
had
say?
it.
Have a happy.
It's got to be Saturday by now.
good. Yeah. I'm glad you had a happy Thanksgiving.
And listen to all the holiday music. Do you guys do holiday music? Christmas
Hell no.
music
Our Christmas trees are
before
already up.
Thanksgiving?
No, absolutely
Hell
not.
no.
No,
We
sorry.
did it
No,
today.
I don't either. I
I do.
You do.
I'll have none of it until December 15th.
You
the
do.
Grinch.
You do
I'm the
because
Grinch.
AZ does, right? AZ puts on the Christmas
Hey,
music.
he wears the
before
pants in this
Thanksgiving.
family. Unlike Haas over there, the Grinch.
Darlington
Over
doesn't
my
want to
dead
start
body.
at least to the 15th.
Yeah.
What does it have to do with having no children and being born on Christmas?
All right. Well, I think we have a topic for
You and
future
Jesus
episode. We'll unpack that sometime in December. Unpack. There's a Christmas joke in there. Until then, go crew.
Unwrap.
What time is it?
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go crew!
That's more of a DP situation.
That would go to the keep category, wouldn't it?
Oh man, you got the chair in the corner.